I'm going to be doing a video review of DaW Random Server. First up, I will check if the layout is easy to understand. As far as I can see, I have not seen anything really wrong with the layout. Some people like the whole channel per type of bot. I personally feel it's better when you just have one bot spam channel and you do all the commands there. But that's not rating on this. That's just a personal preference. I also feel like the whole staff advertising thing doesn't serve as much purpose when others can't see the channel. Staff advertising should be seeable by everyone, but only staff should be able to send messages there. That's at least how I feel about that one. But as far as my rating on how well this is organized, I would say I see no issues really, except for maybe split off the bot channels into a separate category from regular text channels. And also by announcements, general sign up staff, those things should go into a separate category as well that goes above your category called text channels. That's a definite that I feel should happen. General should be kept in text channels, but rules, welcome, goodbye, announcements, sign up for staff should be put in a separate category called something like maybe important or official, something else, but a separate category. And then all the channels that are meant for bot stuff, this one's optional. It's mostly just to make it easier on your users. Separate in a category called bots. But elsewise, yeah, I think you have a really good layout. I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10 on that. Uh, uh, Now, clear and definitive rules. All right. I think you should add what's at the very bottom as a separate rule with a number. Remember, you can edit your messages. You should also clearly define what you mean by curse. I know you mean using foul language, but what do you consider foul language? You should clearly define that. Because to some people, ass is, to other people, ass is not. So clearly define what you mean by that. So that way people know what they can't say. But because your rules are pretty clear what they mean for the most part, I'm gonna give you an 8 out of 10 on that as well. Originality of server concept as well as lack of redundancy of rules and channels. I saw no redundancy of rules, so you're already at least a 3 there. The closest to redundancy of channels I really see, some would consider redundancy, some wouldn't, and that's the fact that you have multiple bot channels. But like I said, some wouldn't consider that redundancy because of the fact that each of those channels is for a different bot. So I'm not going to count that against you and going to give you another 4 there. So that's a total of 7. However, there's also the remaining 3 that I determined based off of how unique does your server really feel. And honestly, I don't really see much really worth um nothing that really stands out to me being special about this server. Seems like another run of the mill uh community server with a maybe mild focus on bots. Nothing really special to it. So that's why in that slot you only get a 7 out of 10 because you'd get a 0 if it was just if I was just doing this on originality. Actually, nah, you might get a 2, but still, you're only getting a 7 out of 10 in that category. Friendly owner and staff. I've conversed with the owner a bit. They're the reason I'm even doing this um, review. Anyone in a server can get me to review a server, but to get me to do a video review, you have to convince someone that has permissions to do so to follow this server. At least follow whatever channel the review will be posted in. But I will review any server. You just have to join my DeJeL server and get me and follow the anyone can get me to do a basic review, but it won't include this whole video thing. But anyway, friendly owner staff, like I was saying, I have interacted with the owner and they seem friendly enough. However, I haven't really interacted with any server staff, but I'm not sure if there really are any. And this server is so new that there's not really much in the way of staff, more likely than not. So I'm gonna go with a 9 out of 10 in this category. I have to witness the owner and or at least one member of staff. I have to personally witness them going over and above to help someone for me to ever go 10 out of 10. So that means I basically gave the best score I normally give in this category. Now, how interesting is this server? I can already put that at a 4 out of 10 as I find the interest of the server to simply be the interest I have in how this server owner will run this server and what type of server staff they may have and stuff like that. That holds some interest for me, but the server itself really holds no interest for me. So that's why I'm willing to give it even a 4 out of 10. I'm elsewise, I probably would have given it a lower score. And how likely would I suggest another to join this server? Um, if they're looking for another run-of-the-mill community server, I wouldn't be any more likely to show them this server to any other community server. But elsewise, if they're not looking for another run-of-the-mill community server, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't be likely at all to suggest this one. So I'm going to give you a 3 out of 10 in this category. So, on to totaling. And the final verdict is a 39 out of 40. Oh, sorry. 39 out of 60. My brain wanted to make your score seem a lot better than it really was. And I would say to join this server if you are interested in another run of the mill community server. Yeah. Join the server if you're interested in another run of the mill community server. That's the final verdict description thing. So, anyway, yeah, that's my review of this server. Da random server.